I mean, let's get into the talks with Lamar Jackson, man. Do you guys think he's a top 5 quarterback in the league?
Most definitely.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
right
Top
now.
Really?
three.
Yeah.
Because I can name 5 quarterbacks without even thinking about it, to be
I
quite
agree.
honest.
I
I
don't think
got
he's top 5. And that's only because of what the reason why I wanted him traded. His pocket presence needs to be better. I
But
think if he learns that side of the game, if he keeps his eyes downfield, I think he definitely puts himself in top 5. But because he's still a run first, scramble first quarterback, I
mhm.
can't I can't put him in top 5. He's still
it,
shaky throwing the ball,
Well,
and it's not accuracy; it's decision.
okay.
It's not his arm is not strong, and then he's not accurate. It's his decision. He panics and he runs. He won't panic, step up, dump the ball. He won't panic, roll out and look downfield.
It's
I,
It,
Would
I,
you
it
say
it's
would you say Jalen Hurts is a better version of Lamar Jackson in your perspective?
yeah,
Because
I
Jalen Hurts,
man,
I think is
I
better than Lamar Jackson.
oh no,
I think
no,
Jalen Hurts is better. I
no.
do. I do. I do. Look at how he's
Nah.
been playing recently, man.
Yeah,
That
but we're
man
talking
can
about
sling the
this
ball
guy.
and
I
run at the
mean,
same time.
if
I
Hertz wins an
Dominant.
MVP, then if Hertz wins an MVP, then I can say, okay, that's the conversation. If Hertz what really puts I think Lamar in that conversation is because he has that. He has an MVP.
I feel like with the system they're running it with the Ravens, you know what I mean? They're doing a lot of handoffs and a lot of running schemes as opposed to Jalen Hurts. Yeah, they're doing a lot of running schemes, but he's throwing the ball a lot more. I think John needs to put a little bit more trust in him.
Yeah, and to me the biggest thing is he doesn't have weapons offensively, like wide
Yeah,
receivers. Yeah, he has Brown, right?
he
But like
but he's
that's
not. Is he a
that's
top
not
That's
receiver?
true.
yeah, you're talking about AJ Brown and Devontae Smith over there in
Yeah,
Philly.
Yeah,
Like
Bateman.
Jalen Hurts is just chucking them. Yeah, but you're
Yeah.
talking about Jalen Hurts is just chucking and Devontae Smith is going up there and grabbing it and falling. You see he's hurt. He feels hurt when he's coming down on some of those. He's like rolling and groaning. So I mean, you just got to give if you gave Lamar some wide receiver options, like some actual,
yeah.
give
See
him a
what he.
6'4" wide receiver that's with a name, right?
Mhm,
With a guy with a name and be like, here you go. Like, I'm pretty sure he'd be throwing that guy and hitting that guy all day. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Like somebody
I
that's
mean,
not
yeah,
getting the
look
touches.
what he does with Mark Andrews. I mean, I will say like the
yeah,
stuff he does with Mark Andrews is pretty crazy.
I
Yeah,
mean, look at
I
right.
look
We
at
see A Rob in right
Rams,
now in
Rams.
the Rams. Imagine putting him with Lamar. That's a guy that's you know what he'd probably do better with Lamar because that'd be Lamar's number one. You know what I'm saying? But like that's the like to me, if you put receivers around him, like better receivers, where he could just be like, fuck it, I'll sling it. Here you
Mhm.
go get it. Like he'd be no problem.
Yeah,
He'd
right.
be MVP in the MVP conversation now.
I,
Hmm.
th- and that's why I feel like that's why they're playing. That's why they're scheming the way they're scheming because I don't think they feel like they have the talent and like receiver wise. Now they do got some young receivers in Bateman. Duvernay's been really good.
Duvernay, yep.
Mhm.
Of course, they got Mark Andrews, so they do got some young guys. I think Harbaugh just needs a little, maybe give a little bit more trust and let him wing it and see if he can wing it because I feel like what I'm seeing from the numbers and the games I've seen from Lamar, he has been pretty accurate and he has been a pretty decent passer. I think he just needs a little bit more opportunity and the talent around him.
All right, so NFL's QB index right now. This was done Wednesday, October 5th at 5:21 p.m. They have Mahomes one. He went up from number 3 to number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen actually dropped from number 1 to number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar been a 3. He's been the 3, the consistent 3 on their index.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts dropped from number 2 to number 4.
Hmm.
And staying at number 5 is Justin Herbert. That being said, although between now the difference between all those QBs, there's only one of those QBs that isn't over 1,000 yards, and it is Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Right.
It
Really?
is Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson.
it is Lamar. I did see that.
Lamar's the only one. Now that being said, though, too, Lamar is tied for the most passing TDs, though. Now that
again,
right, we're so
on touchdowns.
right,
Mm-hmm.
so we're looking at Yeah, you're looking at you definitely could say red zone touchdowns for sure. But right, well, what does he have to work with? He hasn't had a running back, really consistent running back. Now Dobbins is back,
Yeah.
right? So we do have to see that he has to tuck. Two,
Mhm.
I think he has to tuck because he has no like go-to guy. Yeah, Andrews, right? We know Andrews is his go-to
Safety
security
blanket
blanket. Almost every QB's security blanket is their tight end, right?
is there.
So Mahomes has
Right.
Kelsey, right? So we can go through all the QBs. They all their security blanket tight end. But he needs a true one. Like he
A
needs a true and consistent one.
big one. But that's also
Yeah.
it's something the Ravens always struggled with. We've never had that.
That's true.
We've never gone out to pay one besides the
Even
last pick we
Well,
even
paid
Mhm.
was
back,
Bolden.
let me.
Yeah, Anquan
Thing
Bolden.
is,
Yeah.
well,
Steve
the thing is
Smith.
the stigma of him running. Because I remember one year. I don't think it was last year or the year before, when Juju was a free agent and he was supposed to. I think he talked with the Ravens and then he backed out and re-signed with the Steelers. A lot of these number one guys, they didn't sign with the Ravens because they've the stigma that, oh, he's a running
He's
quarterback.
not
He's
gonna
not
get passes. Yeah.
ball, and that's gonna mess with their money. You know what I mean?
That's
So it's
true.
like it's crazy because it's like, dang, like if you just give him a chance, if you just give him one top receiver, let's see what he can really do, man. Like he's a winner. He's no different to me. He's no different than Josh Allen. And Josh Allen, he had a big year last year. You know what I mean? But what about the couple of years before? He was kind of struggling. If you go back and look, he was
Yeah.
struggling the year before last year. Lamar's been more consistent than Josh Allen. You know?
QBs carrying this league going forward. Your four QBs are
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, and Herbert. Four guys that are gonna be these are gonna be the four. I know for a fact they're gonna be running their teams. They're gonna be playoff teams. They're gonna be those guys that they're gonna give you that no matter what yards, tutties. They're gonna be in the conversation for MVP. Those four.
Mm-hmm.
But out of those four, I will say Lamar Jackson will be the first to fall off.
I agree.
Out of
Unless
four,
unless
really?
Yeah,
unless
let's play style. It's true.
pocket presence
Mm-hmm.
improves.
Mm-hmm. It's the
Again,
longevity. It's the
very
longevity game. You gotta look at the longevity. Out of all those guys, Lamar does run a lot, and his play style is off the scram. Like
yeah.
it's true. It's true. Like you can't play like
Mhm.
that 10 years
Okay,
down the
give me
line. You know what I'm
all
saying?
those. But
Okay.
if you're throwing 36 and 6 on tutties, and your tutty to interception ratio is crazy like that, you're giving them 66 completion percentage.
Yeah.
You're like, how is there a problem
Those
with his game?
those that's where statistically you got to find out where he's throwing that. See,
Mhm.
those would be red zone plays. If he's throwing, 36 tutties, but they're all in the red zone, majority of them are in the red zone. Again, you're still one dynamic. That means for the other 80 yards of the field, you're running the ball. And so until he gets in the red zone, if they're not passing, which is honestly, I feel like what happens, right? Then you become one dynamic. And that's why we've struggled in the playoffs because all you got to do is contain Lamar, stop the run, force him to pass. What is he going to do? If he's not practicing that tool of reading options and looking downfield, then he's going to struggle in that dynamic. And
Which,
that's why I've
but
always
then
said I need him to improve there. And this year he
Yeah.
has.